School District Board of School Directors, Board President, Mrs. Jill Dennin.
Good evening. Welcome parents, guests, faculty, staff, and most importantly, the class of 2016. I would like to take this opportunity to introduce some of our fellow board members who have joined us here tonight. We have Mrs. Donahue Savage, Mr. John Landino, Mr. Steve Elsier, and Mr. Clay Brees. Congratulations to Mr. Elsier and Mr. Landino, who have children graduating tonight. So a few weeks ago, I was home visiting my family in upstate New York, and I mentioned to them that I had to make a speech at high school graduation. My older brother looked at me and said, "Really? You're going to talk to a bunch of high school kids? Are you going to tell them what a nerd you were in high school?" And I said, I don't know what I'm going to talk about yet. And then we started reminiscing about our high school experience. My brother and I could not have been more opposite. He was fun, laid back, popular, not the best student. Studying, doing homework, not really important. High school was a social event for my brother. I, on the other hand, was a stressed out nerd. His words, not mine. And I wasn't really that popular either. I was so worried about getting to my class on time that I carried all my books in my arms. And remember, there were no computers, so we had a lot of books and a lot of notebooks. And I carried them because I was afraid that if I went to my locker and couldn't get my locker open, I'd be late for class. It wasn't very pretty. Picture the Hunchback of Notre Dame. My brother was so embarrassed that the first year when I got to the high school, he was a year older than me, he pretended he didn't know me. And it was hard because we were in a small high school. Then my parents chimed in, and they said, "Well, let's talk about final weeks in our household." It went something like this. "Jimmy, what are you doing? Where are you going? Aren't you going to study? Don't you have a test tomorrow? Jill, put the books away. Come down here and help with the dishes. You see, I've been studying for my finals for like the past month." So my junior year, I started to worry that maybe my brother would fail his senior year and he would have to graduate with me. And that would be awful because I would have to spend my senior year with my really popular brother. Last week he reminded me what an annoyance I was to him in high school. And that I really never had to worry because when he took the SATs, he nailed them. He got ridiculously high scores. He got into the college of his choice, didn't really prepare. I had to take a course to do well on the SATs. I did okay. I didn't get into the college of my choice, but that was okay. And in case any of you are wondering, my brother is now a very successful businessman. He wanted to make sure I told you all that. And I am a very happy community volunteer and substitute teacher. Like some of you, I knew exactly what I wanted to do after high school. I was going to be a lawyer. I worked hard and I studied a lot. I even went to a women's college so I wouldn't be distracted by boys. And that lasted until my senior year when I met my husband at a school dance. He asked me on a date the following Saturday afternoon. And I said to him, "Well, you can come pick me up, but I study on Saturday afternoon." Well, he agreed. He came up to my school, and I took him to the library. I sat at my cubicle and did my work, and he sat at the table next to me, promptly fell asleep, and began drooling on his notebook. So then law school came along. I had to fill out an essay question asking why I wanted to be a lawyer. The only answer I could come up with was that everyone said I should be one. From middle school on, my teachers and family told me, "You're smart. You like to talk a lot. You should be a lawyer." Long story short, I chose to skip law school. I can still remember the disappointment on my professors' faces when I told them I wasn't going to law school. Instead, I took a job with the governor of Connecticut in Washington, D.C. I loved that job. I learned so much, and I met so many interesting people. And by the way, I still talk a lot. Ask any of my friends, and especially my fellow board members. So here are some lessons that I've learned since graduating from high school that I'd like to share with you today. What you did or did not accomplish in high school does not define who you are or what you will become. I'm a laid-back mom who raised 4 boys, and I think I can be a lot of fun. I'm pretty popular, I think, now with some of my friends. I got elected to the school board. To some of you, everything will come easy. Others will have to work hard for everything. It doesn't matter. Whatever path you choose, give it your all. Many of you will continue on the path you have chosen, and that is great. Some of you will change your mind, and that's okay too. At some point, change, failure, disappointment will become part of your life. Embrace change. Learn from your failures. Accept disappointment, and then move on. Be resilient and never give up. Be true to yourself and don't let others define you. Do what makes you happy, and remember, happiness is your choice. Finally, each one of you has your own unique gifts and talents. Some of you know what they are, and some of you have yet to realize what they are. As you go through life, I hope you will find some time to share these gifts and talents with others and to give back to your community. Congratulations to the class of 2016, and best of luck as you begin the next leg of your journey.